Hello, everybody, and welcome to Super Jeff's World. I am Anthony Alicio, and I am joined today with my very good friend, the Stupendous Wave.
How to do?
How's it going there today, champ? I know you've been feeling a little under the weather lately.
I'm sick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How did you get sick? Let's dive into this whole story.
Let's break it down.
Yeah.
Okay.
Give me the scoop.
All right. Day one. I'm here. In Orlando. It's warm, it's sunny, I'm happy.
Yeah.
You know, life is good.
Yeah, good place.
I got my buds.
You got
I got my girlfriend. I got my girlfriend's family. Christmas has just happened. Mm-hmm. I got way more gifts than I expected. Shout out to people that got me gifts. Mm-hmm. I love y'all.
You know who you are.
Some really, really thoughtful gifts this year. Awesome Christmas. Loved it. People just went above and beyond, got into the Christmas spirit. It was awesome. Mm-hmm. Feeling very lucky. Feeling good, right? Mm-hmm. And my girlfriend's dad is an airline pilot. And he's all like, hey, yo, you want to go to Nashville with the family for a few days?
I didn't realize that your girlfriend's dad was Rocky Balboa.
And I was like, nah, I don't want to go to Nashville. And then he was like looking kind of sad, which surprises me.
Yeah.
Because he's super protective of his daughters. Mm-hmm. His daughters are like his crown jewels.
Yeah.
But like people, you know?
Like the Infinity Stones to Thanos.
That's what it's like.
Yeah.
Exactly. So he looked disappointed. My girlfriend looked disappointed. So then I was like, you know what? Yeah, let's go to Nashville. So I went to Nashville, and he flew all these airplanes. It was awesome. He actually gave me a shout-out on an airplane.
Oh, yeah?
He said there was a famous YouTuber on board that likes to keep his identity hidden, so you guys figure out who it is. It was so awesome.
That's
How
hilarious.
cool is that, right?
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Did you just raise your hand and go, it's me, guys?
No, I hid. So that happened.
Yeah.
But you can't fly directly to somewhere, I guess. If you're an airline pilot, you get them pretty much for free. I got to fly for free.
Yeah.
Because he's flying the freaking plane.
Yeah. You get that kind of pull.
I got that perk. I got to go on before the wheelchair people.
No way.
I did, yeah.
Yeah.
How
Fuck
cool
those
that?
people. No.
We have a wheelchair.
We like
we'll
wheelchairs.
get into it later.
People, if you're in a wheelchair right now, I am very sorry. We appreciate you, and we're glad you're listening.
It was cool. I got to board first. I got to sit in the cockpit of the plane. I'm taking a long time to get to how I got sick. Anyway.
Just get there.
What happened?
Do you think you
I
can get
stayed
there?
in the hotel in Nashville that the Colts were at.
Oh, yeah?
That was cool.
Oh, yeah, you were telling me about that.
Everybody was like my size. Mm-hmm. It was weird.
Yeah.
But because I'm not really used to that. Mm-hmm. Not to brag or anything, but I'm not small. So it's like when there are people there that are like, I'm one of the smaller ones.
Yeah.
It throws it off, bro.
Yeah.
It's like weird. It's like, what alternate dimension?
Welcome to where everybody else on Earth lives, bro.
I'm sorry. But with the trip to Nashville, it entailed about 6 airplane rides. Mm-hmm. And we were there for like less than 24 hours.
Yes.
Something like that. Mm-hmm. So I get sick on airplanes all the time.
Yeah.
Because it's a lot of people in a small tube. My girlfriend gets sick, but I'm convinced that I had something else than she did.
Yeah.
Because when I got back, I had 1 day home, just 1 day here, less than 24 hours home until I went off to Portland to visit my parents, which is like a 6-hour flight.
Yes.
So that sucks. I can't decide what I hate more. Like the short, 2-hour increment flights where you get to go out and you can, piss and walk and buy things. But, it takes a little bit longer, right?
Yeah.
Or it's just, the 6-hour haul. Mm-hmm. That sucks.
Yeah.
But you're there faster.
I prefer the longer flight.
That's what everybody says. I don't know.
I really do. Because, when I go on a plane, I just sleep. I don't talk to no one.
I have to drug myself.
Yeah.
To fall asleep. Yes.
I never take any I know there are a lot of people that take medication when they go on planes. A lot of people do it just to relieve themselves from the anxiety because they get afraid, Yeah. And I always think to myself that I am not afraid to fly on airplanes. I'm generally pretty good about it until the plane lands. Because once the plane's going down and I see the road, because I'm looking out the window.
That's my favorite part.
I'm just oh God. what if one of the wheels isn't down or something? I won't even know.
Really?
And then it's like the second, like, it just feels like you're going really fast. And then once the wheels hit, I'm just like, oh, Jesus. Okay, we're here. Okay, we're good.
That's my favorite part.
Yeah.
Yes.
My favorite part's taking off.
And like going down is like my favorite part too.
Yeah, I like to take off because it's just like, I feel like Superman. And sometimes I'll even listen to the score to I don't want to admit this, but I will. Sometimes I'll listen to the score of Man of Steel, the flight song, right as the plane takes off, because I just feel like fucking Superman, and I'm like, yes, I'm Superman. Not that I think that this movie's good or anything. It's okay. It's not great at all. It's kind of bad. Not the worst. Better than Justice League, I think. Anyway. So yeah, so I do that sometimes. I never take any medication. I just do that, and then I fall asleep. You know?
Yes.
Yeah. Anyway,
so
continue.
I get back. I'm starting to get sick in Portland.
Yes.
Lovely time in Portland, but I'm starting to get sick. Mm-hmm. It's weird to go from like cold but not unbearable to warm to really cold.
Yes.
Like that sucked. So by the time I got back, like the first night I got back, I had like cold sweats and like the shakes, which is the worst. So I'm thinking flu.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, and it was a Monday I got back. Oh wait, no, I got back on like a Saturday. Mm-hmm. And then on Monday we played basketball till late at night, and I decided I was still feeling like crap, but I decided to play anyway.
Yeah.
That was a huge mistake because it's Thursday and I'm still currently feeling it.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I've been lifting weights every day.
Yeah.
And I only went light the first day.
Yeah.
So yeah, I feel like my head's going to explode. But life goes on.
Well, if it makes you feel better, you also look like shit.
Well, guys, this is the last time I'm appearing on the podcast.
Stop. Don't be like that.
So, shall we talk about our road trip that we're planning?
Oh, yeah, we talked about that a bit on the last one. We kind of planned it on the last one, but we could do it. I don't know.
Yeah, we're going on a road trip to
Chicago.
Never been.
Gonna have some fucking pizza.
We've been watching a bunch of pizza reviews. What's it called? Barstool?
Yeah, Barstool.
It's amazing.
It's so fucking funny.
There's no news as far as movies are concerned. No.
Isn't there like Captain Marvel shit? She can fucking time travel now?
Yeah, she can time travel apparently, according to Sam Jackson. We don't know if that's like 100% confirmed.
Yeah.
Because he has like messed with people before.
Yeah.
But I mean, if she can, they have to use that power sparingly. I was going to say, like, there are a few things I want to talk about that happened today.
Yeah.
There's possibly a fifth monster in the Godzilla movie.
Oh, is that the one that's in the trailer where you see, like, the weird crab-looking thing?
Yeah, like the crab-looking thing.
Yeah.
So there's possibly a fifth monster in it.
What is that news? Like, is there, like, a leaked image or something where people are like, what is this? Or...
People are just like coming together and like making a big old theory about it. There are a few. I'm a big Godzilla fan as well. If you look back at my channel, when it was in its infancy, we talked a lot about that stuff. A lot of people have speculated that it's a Kumonga, which is the spider, and they kind of adapted that in Kong Skull Island. Another theory is that it's Anguirus, but I doubt it. That's too much of a popular monster, I think, just to play second fiddle. He's definitely not as popular as the ones that we're seeing so far. Mm-hmm. Like, he's not as popular as Ghidorah or Mothra or even Rodan.
Yeah.
But, like, he's still pretty dang popular.
That's one of those things where it's like, I'm sure they need some sort of scene where there's just another monster. And instead of going, all right, we're going to make one up, they just... probably looked through the archive of everything that is Godzilla and said, what can we pull out of all these old movies? And
Here's
then
my
they
whole
found the
theory,
spider,
though.
and they were like, all right. What?
You think so?
Yeah, because, like, you know, I would imagine that scene is probably going to have nothing to do with Godzilla. Because you got to save the big baddies for Godzilla, but maybe there's, like, an altercation.
Like something that Ghidorah fights.
Yeah, like, once, like, he first wakes up or something, or what is he, locked in ice?
Yeah, it looks like it.
Yeah. So, like, whenever that happens.
So they fight twice in the movie.
Yeah.
Godzilla, I think, fights Ghidorah twice. Because there's one in a city, which I think is the finale.
Yeah.
And then there's the one where it's like you see Godzilla silhouetted. And you see Ghidorah silhouetted. And it's like when he first wakes up or something. Yeah. I think Godzilla loses big time in that fight.
The first one or the last?
Yeah, the first one.
Well, yeah.
I
Pulling
think
a
he just gets
Creed 2 there.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah. I think he just gets the floor wiped with him, and then Godzilla's not in a lot of the movie.
Yeah. It's
like the Titans just wrecking everything. The big wild card is Rodan. Because Mothra's good.
Yeah.
Ghidorah's bad. Is Rodan bad? Probably.
Yeah, I'd imagine. Because the easy way to depict that in a movie is there's a bunch of American soldiers in airplanes trying to stop this monster, and the monster kills them all. You know what I mean? That's the easy way to clarify the bad guy, because you don't see Godzilla attacking the native army of whatever country the fight is happening in. You know what I mean? He's always just attacking the monster. That's like the very simple way to show the audience bad guy. But
right,
it would make sense for there to be too good, too bad. Maybe that last fight will be Mothra versus Rodan while Godzilla's fighting Ghidorah, and then Mothra will get the piss beat out of him, and then
Mothra's a girl.
Sure, it's a bug, bro. It's fucking chill.
There could be girl bugs. There could be girl bugs.
Relax. I know. I misspoke. I know that Mothra's a girl.
Take it back.
I can't tell you.
Not every Mothra is a girl, actually.
I can't tell you how many times, and I'm talking to the audience here, how many fucking times when that trailer came out, I heard Stoops here go, "She's beautiful."
Have I done that more than once?
Yes. Fucking nerd.
It was like I was just a little kid, and I would want, I was fascinated.
I thought the same thing. I'm really excited for this movie. I'm really not excited to see Millie Bobby Brown in it and all these actors, because I'm just like, could you just give me the monsters? I don't want another fucking human character I have to follow. I want a very cold and calculated Godzilla movie that is all monsters.
And scientists?
Yeah.
Like they're just like, Godzilla's here.
Yeah. And that's what I want, just because I don't give a fuck about any human characters.
All of the Godzilla Toho movies.
Yeah.
I've seen every single one. Mm-hmm. I didn't get to watch them all as a kid because I remember I would make my grandparents search through libraries. Do you remember when libraries had the VHS tapes?
Yeah.
I would beg them to take me there. And
I remember those days.
We would all just look for the Godzilla tapes. Because you would always find the ones that I had never seen before in, the library tapes. Mm-hmm. They weren't at, Blockbuster or, Hollywood Video. They were, hidden.
Yeah.
And it took me forever to see Godzilla vs. Destroya, which is one of my favorite ones.
Mm-hmm. Did we watch that one together?
I think we might have.
I know we watched one together a while ago that was really good.
A few years ago.
Yeah, it was like a mid-'80s one, I think. Or maybe more recent. I can't really remember. But I remember we were watching it, and it was after the 2014 Godzilla came out. And we were just like, this is the best Godzilla movie. Which one is that? I don't remember.
Which one do I think is the best?
Yeah, sure, why not?
Oh, man, I haven't seen these movies in 3 years.
Yeah.
But I know the one Godzilla 2000 is the one that I really like, and that's a new reboot of Godzilla.
Yeah.
But as far as the older ones, I love Godzilla vs. Destroya.
Yeah.
I think Destroya is a cool villain, and Godzilla is dying in that movie, which is cool.
That might have been the one we watched.
Man, but there's a lot of good ones.
I recently watched the 2016, what is it, Shin Godzilla one?
Yeah, that's not very good, is it?
No, I like the concept of it, though, a lot. It's just not...
Godzilla's a bad guy again.
Yeah, he's a bad guy again, and I like the angle they took on him with, how he's just constantly evolving.
Yeah.
And I liked the ending of it, how they were making, Godzilla was going to evolve to the point where he was going to spawn, these little human-sized Godzillas, because that would be what would be most destructive.
Right.
And then Godzilla dies before he's able to get there. I thought that was
frozen, right?
Yeah, he's petrified, through an explosion or something. I can't even remember.
I remember that design was hugely like divisive as soon as it came out. Like,
Yeah,
huge.
it's weird looking.
I love it.
Yeah.
It's not Godzilla, but I love it.
Yeah. I mean, I like the way they showed him grow up too. How he started like as a weird little worm, and then like like kind of a tadpole turning into a frog.
Yeah.
But yeah. I mean, it was interesting. I liked. There's one scene in it where he destroys a city that is really cool because it's like his hyper beam.
Oh, that's such a cool beam.
Yeah, it's like he could focus it to the point where it's like this just incredibly powerful laser as opposed to just fire coming out of his mouth. Uh-huh. And it's like he just cuts buildings in half like like a knife. It's cool. Like the movie wasn't great, but like it's got moments in it where you're just like, that's a cool idea for Godzilla. But I'm sure that I have high hopes for the next one. I'm curious to see how it's going to lead into the King Kong versus Godzilla.
Yeah,
thing.
Godzilla versus Kong. I wanted to say something about the atomic breath in 2018.
Yeah.
Apparently, like if you look, the Muto like stabs Godzilla in his neck in the first one.
Oh yeah.
And you never see the full power of his atomic breath in the first movie, apparently. Mm-hmm. So it's like a big thing where it's like in this movie we'll finally get to see the full atomic breath of Godzilla.
Yeah. That'll be cool. It's awesome in the 2014 movie.
Yeah.
Like, when it finally happens, which it takes way too long. It takes way too long, and that movie is really boring. But when it gets to the point where he uses the atomic breath, I remember my audience cheered in the theaters.
Yeah, same.
Because it was like you just see that little bit of blue light, and everybody goes, uh-oh. And then you see the tail, and you're just like, shit, it's fucking finally happening. And then when it happens, that first moment isn't nearly as good as the last moment. Where he uses it on the Muto.
Yeah, the female
breathes
Muto.
It down his throat.
Her
throat. Yeah. Sorry, I keep fucking assuming people's genders on this podcast.
Don't assume the monster's gender.
They're fucking CGI. They're not even real. Anyway.
Yeah, they are.
That moment is really fucking good. And it makes it worth to see that movie, even though it's 2 hours of like nothing, But I'm hoping that this next movie they figured that shit out and they're like, all right, we have 5 monsters in this one. There's like one little girl. She's gonna be in the movie for 10 minutes. Everybody's gonna be fine. We're not gonna kill Bryan Cranston again. Nobody's gonna complain about it. It's gonna be. I hope it's really good.
Nobody's gonna kill him again.
Yeah. I really, really have high hopes for this movie because I hope the studio listened. And if they didn't, then what am I gonna do? Fucking cry about it?
Just. Another thing is, I forget exactly which studio. What studio does Alien belong to? Is it Universal?
I think it probably is, or is it Paramount? My first instinct is to say Fox, but I know it can't be Fox because I'd shit my pants over Disney owning that property now.
What, like a Disney Alien movie?
Yeah, not because like I feel like they would make a cool PG-13 Alien movie, but it would be like somebody has it.
It is Fox.
Is it Fox?
Yeah.
No shit. Wow. So I wonder how that's gonna work.
They announced that there is no Alien movie in the works right now.
All right.
Nothing.
Good. I hated the last one. Like, okay, maybe hate's a strong word, but like, I thought it was such a misstep. It's so boring. It's not interesting at all.
It's weird in a bad way.
Yeah, I think it's really bad.
It's pretentious.
It's pretentious. It doesn't do anything to the universe. It's like a movie that exists for no reason and says nothing and does nothing other than it's like a shitty horror movie. It's like a Blumhouse shitty horror movie, but with the alien. That's like how I feel about it. It's not very good.
I hate the origin of the alien. That's something that should have never been explained.
And then also on top of that, like, I haven't seen the new Predator movie, but if you were to ask me like a while ago what I thought was going on, it's like, okay, there's a reboot of Alien and there's a reboot of Predator. I wonder where they're going to go next. Because I feel like today an Alien versus Predator like reboot would work way better than it did back in the day. You know what I mean?
Yes,
like,
absolutely.
Because in the age of like the giant mega blockbusters, like I could see that being a huge hit.
And crossovers being like
crossovers
thing.
Are everybody's like aiming towards that, and there's only one studio that does it well. being Marvel, obviously, but everybody's trying to replicate it. So I would have bet anything like, okay, they're trying to make a Alien versus Predator again.
They're not connected at all.
Yeah, no. And now somebody else owns them, and they're not going to do anything with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Have you heard that now, like, Disney owns the TV rights to Batman?
What?
Because Fox owned the TV rights to Batman, I think. And if Disney wanted to, I might be wrong. I think I'm right, which is a thing I probably say a lot. I think I'm right. I think right now, if Disney wanted to, they can make their own Batman TV series. But
Disney is so powerful.
Yeah, they have a lot of things. They have Indiana Jones. I'm shocked that we haven't gotten a new Indiana Jones yet.
There was one in the works, remember, with Harrison Ford, old Harrison Ford. What happened?
I have no idea. Like, I would bet that Disney has probably just acquired so many things so quickly, and I'm sure that even around the time of purchasing Lucasfilm, that they were probably planning on doing something with Fox. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like these decisions just don't happen overnight. They're probably like a decade in the works.
Less than that.
Yeah?
Because Iron Man was a decade ago.
Yeah, okay. I know what you're saying, but I'm pretty sure that everybody else will interpret what I just said as kind of like, just a metaphor. It takes a long time.
Maybe say a few years next time then, bud.
Okay, whatever. I'm going to Google and see what Fox owns.
Triggered. Baby,
I'm not triggered. Fuck you.
Little baby Anthony getting all upset.
I'm going to beat the shit out of you.
On podcast?
Yeah.
On air?
Yeah. And there's going to be audio of it. It's going to go super viral. It's going to be...
Wait, watch this. Watch this. Ready?
Oh, Jesus Christ. He just threw a fucking water bottle at me while I was on my phone.
He hit him right in the face.
That was uncalled for.
Yeah, you're right.
Sorry, this is taking so
Anthony,
long,
look
guys.
up.
Don't throw that at me.
It's a stereo, guys.
So...
Can I have my water bottle back?
Fox owns Alien and Predator, American Dad, and Avatar. So Disney owns Avatar.
Yeah.
Which makes actually a shitload of sense.
Yeah, there's an Avatar land at Disney World.
Now they own Die Hard, Dr. Dolittle, The Exorcist, Family Guy, Futurama, Goosebumps. They own Home Alone now. I've been calling it that there's like going to be a Home Alone reboot soon.
You think so?
Yeah, because I feel like everybody kind of wants one. And let's just be honest, like we're in the age of everything being remade anyway. And I could totally see a reboot of Home Alone with like in the vein of what they did with like that Vacation movie, where it's like, all right, now Kevin McAllister has a kid and he leaves his kid home alone. But there's going to be a twist here because he's going to call his son because his son has a fucking phone because we live in modern times. And he's going to be like, listen, I'm like going to start Operation Kevin or something like that. And then like the house is going to be fucking booby trapped like crazy because like Kevin McAllister has like I almost called him Kevin Malone. Has like some crazy fucking, doomsday shelter house because he's so PTSD'd out from the criminals that tried to kill him.
This is taking a dark turn.
Yeah, I could see that happening. Like, I could totally see that. They own Kingsman now. The Maze Runner. I'm just trying to name the ones that make sense. Planet of the Apes. So now Disney can make a Planet of the Apes franchise. The Simpsons, Star Wars. What? Why does Fox have Star Wars? That makes no sense. Oh, wait, yeah. Because 20th Century Fox would appear in front of the Star Wars movies. The original ones and even the prequels. It doesn't anymore.
Uh-huh.
After Disney bought Lucasfilm. And then obviously, they own X-Files now too. I could see that happening as well. Like completely reboot X-Files and not do anything fucking stupid like reboot the TV show and
but is X-Files that big?
Is it? I mean, maybe. Like, I could see somebody turning it into a new movie franchise. I used to really like X-Files, and I've seen some of the new TV show that they've like when they brought it back, and it's just like it's not the same. They play it a lot more like comedic, and it doesn't feel at all like X-Files anymore. It's really weird. But the old X-Files TV show was pretty good. Like there was a lot of really cool episodes in there, and that's even I don't know. I'm sure you must know this actually. If you ever like hear Vince Gilligan talking about how like Breaking Bad started, he would always talk about how like he would direct episodes of X-Files, and there was one episode of X-Files where he directed that Bryan Cranston was in, and he fell in love with Bryan Cranston as an actor directing that one episode. So the second he came up with the idea of Breaking Bad, and it was like, who am I going to get? He was like, I'm going to get that guy from X-Files. Really? That one episode that I directed. Yeah. Wow. So that's not to say that like that one story makes X-Files quality, but the show is actually pretty good. There's a few episodes that are like really like well made. But it's also a show that ran forever. There's like 10 seasons, 11, something like that. Right. And that was back in the day when a season of a TV show, instead of being 10 episodes, was 35. Like I was shocked actually. Like I recently just like was scrolling through like episodes of The Office on Netflix, and I was like, Jesus, there's like 25 episodes in each season of this show. Like, why is there so many episodes?
There's a ton.
Yeah. I like it when a show is like 10, Game of Thrones, Rick and Morty, keep it simple.
When does Game of Thrones come back?
Oh, April, I think. Wow. They actually, April is so busy. You know what's cool is they just released a trailer for HBO in a bunch of different series that they have on there, and this year there's going to be a new Watchmen series on HBO, and there's footage of it on that one trailer, and it looks like shit.
Does it really?
Well, okay, it doesn't look like shit at all, actually. It's just what I saw confused me because it's clearly not what we're familiar with. Because first off, it doesn't take place in the 80s. It takes place in modern day. There's a shot of two cops, and they're by their like brand new Charger police car, and they're both wearing like yellow masks, but not like superhero masks, like morph suit masks. It's weird. And there's one shot of Rorschach, and he has like a very loose fitting kind of mask, whereas like the one before, in the Watchmen movie is really tight and it moves. This one is like, it's got eye holes and it's like just still as far as I could tell.
So how are they going to make that whole thing like a series?
I have no idea. I don't even know if they're going to tell the same story. Because I mean, one, I would understand why you wouldn't want to tell the same story because it's a story that people have seen. But also, I don't know how you would tell a different story. You know what I mean? To me, I think the Watchmen story is so good. I think it's like one of, if not the best comic book ever written. And I think the movie is very underrated.
All I see with I agree too. But all I see with Watchmen is it's not like a Marvel character where these characters move from like story to story.
Yeah, it's like one
Watchmen
story.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like Lord of the Rings. Like you're not going to have Aragorn cameo in like, I don't know. Yeah. Conan.
I know that DC every now and then tries to figure out things to do with Watchmen, and they did like a new comic book run. I know with Watchmen, and like Batman was a part of it. Like, have you?
What?
Yeah. Like there's like a comic book cover with Batman holding the button with the drop of blood on it. And they always try to do things with Watchmen, but I don't think there's anything to do with Watchmen. And
it's so unique in its own universe.
Yeah, it's so unique. Its world is really interesting, where it's like it's a lot like Futurama, where it's in a world where like Nixon's been president for a very long time.
Right.
Because like in Futurama, it takes place in the year 3000, and President Nixon is still the president.
Really?
Yeah.
How?
He's a head. He's a head in a jar.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, Futurama's really funny. But like it's this weird dystopian 1980s where superheroes are still like they're in society, but they were a lot more like welcomed in society back in like the 50s era, where people were fans of superheroes, and then like there was a lot of problems with a bunch of different kind of superheroes. It's a very dark story too. I'm sugarcoating it. It's because I don't want to talk about rape on the podcast. But, then it's like a really dark, gritty world where like governments are about to start a World War III, and it would be a nuclear war, and everybody would die. And there's this huge plot about one character who I won't tell you if you haven't seen it, trying to stop that in a very dark way. And it's great. It's one of the best comic books ever. And I don't know what they're going to fucking do in this TV show, and I hope they don't stray from that story because it's a really great story, but at the same time, I don't see how they're going to do it. And
it's got a lot of great twists in it. It's great.
Yeah, it's a really good story. That's Mark Miller, right? No. What's the guy's fucking name? Frank Miller.
Yeah, Frank Miller.
Not Mark Miller. I think Mark Miller is another comic book writer, isn't he? I think he did Civil War.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so. I think you're right.
But yeah,
other news. Oh,
you got?
Keep talking?
No. What else is there?
So we've talked about Alien. There's no host for the Oscars this year.
What?
Yeah.
There just isn't going to be one?
There's no host.
Wow.
For the first time since 1989.
So people are just going to take over piece by piece, when they announce categories?
I assume.
I could see that. I don't even
But
understand
Kevin Hart was just like, oh, I'm over it because of outrage culture.
Yeah.
And people being really, really sensitive.
Yeah, I don't understand at all the deal with the Oscars and the Golden Globes and why it's turning into this super political thing. And it's not because of any personal political beliefs on my behalf. I'm not I don't disagree with these people. It's just why does this night have to turn into an event where we make it something else other than just about movies? You know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't like that either, man.
Yeah.
I don't, it's just, movies for me are an escape. I don't have any problem with a movie saying something.
Yeah.
But it's it's a night where all these very powerful, in a lot of cases haughty people try to push their agendas.
Yeah.
And it comes off as very, I don't want to say it. It's very disingenuous.
You know what I would say it is?
What?
Repetitive now.
Yeah.
Because it's been happening a lot more lately. And I feel like everybody watching the Oscars is just saying, I get it. Put more black people and Asian people in movies. We understand. But what won Best Picture? We just get to it, It's just one of those things where I don't even think this year was that good for movies.
This year?
Yeah.
It's got 4 or 5 really good ones, but other than that.
I always think though of 2014, and I remember 2014 being oh my god, there are so many fucking good movies this year. I remember going to the movie theater 60 times that year. You know what I mean?
In 2014?
Yeah.
Yes.
There was a million great movies in 2014.
You had Guardians and Winter Soldier.
Yeah. And then think of just the Oscar-y movies where you had Birdman and Whiplash and Nightcrawler. Nightcrawler was fucking awesome. You had John Wick that year, which is one of the best action movies ever.
Yep.
It's just fucking, it was packed. There was a million things. I think that was when we got the second Planet of the Apes movie.
Yeah.
Did we get Days of Future Past that year too?
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. You see what I mean?
2014 rocked.
2014 was a killer fucking year for movies. And I remember that year, I was I cannot wait to watch the fucking Oscars because I just want to see what gets what because it was just awesome. This year, I'm yeah, I fucking saw nothing. Infinity War is my favorite movie of the year.
Really?
Yeah. It's so good. The other good ones, we've talked about it a bunch,
You had Edge of Tomorrow, Gone Girl, the Lego Movie.
Yeah, see? Fucking killer year.
The Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Shitty year.
You had Fury, Godzilla.
Oh, yeah. Fury was good.
Boyhood!
Oh. It took 12 years to make, right?
You had The Theory of Everything.
Oh, yeah, the Stephen Hawking movie. Rest in peace.
Big Hero 6.
Pretty good.
How to Train Your Dragon 2.
Love it. You don't like those movies as much as I do.
No.
I think they're pretty good.
The Imitation Game.
Yep, that's a good one.
Paranormal Activity, the marked one.
That was actually my pick for Best Picture that year.
Let's Be Cops.
Not very good. Good Spider-Man, not a good fake cop. Because that's...
Jake Johnson.
Yeah, that's Jake Johnson. I almost called him Jake Gyllenhaal.
Oh, Interstellar.
Yeah.
One of the most disappointing movies for me.
I really
I'm
like
so
it.
hyped for it.
I really like it. I like Interstellar a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm an Interstellar defender, the same way I'm a Spider-Man 3 defender. I'm like, fuck you if you don't like Spider-Man 3. And fuck you if you think that either of those amazing Spider-Man movies are better than Spider-Man 3. Spider-Man 3 is a better movie. I'm just going to say it one last time until the next time I say it.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Last piece of news. Guess the Glass Rotten Tomato score.
Oh, is it out? Not too good, is it?
Only because I told you that it wasn't.
Yeah, but okay, 32.
35.
Oh, I was fucking close.
Yeah.
Damn.
That's brutal.
Yeah. I was looking forward to that movie so much.
I told him the ending today.
Yeah.
Because I go on these things.
Yeah, there's never been a movie that's ever come out that the Stupendous Wave hasn't ever researched a week or two in advance and learned every spoiler he could about the movie.
That's not true.
It's true.
No, it's not.
It's pretty true.
I didn't know anything about Into the Spider-Verse because I didn't care.
You didn't care. But if you're into a movie, you will know the ending of it before you see the movie. Right?
Like if I'm excited?
Yeah. Of course.
Yes.
We watched all of Age of Ultron before Age of Ultron came out, remember?
Yeah.
He's wiping the snot out of his nose. He's so sick, this poor
I
bastard.
really am sick. Can you tell? I'm trying to be high energy.
You're good. You're good. This is working out well so far.
All right.
Talking about movies. Movies are good.
Split's good. Unbreakable's good.
Yeah.
Apparently, Shyamalan shitted in the bed.
You know what happened? I think
What?
based off of what I heard, M. Night had two good movies. Unbreakable is a good movie because it's not trying to be anything special. You know what I mean? It's just a fucking movie about a guy who's more powerful than he should be, and then a guy saying, "Hey, I know why you're that way." And you know, it's a really slow burn kind of movie. Like, not a lot happens, and it's good. It's a good movie. It's not like the best movie ever made. Split is good because it's not trying to be anything crazy. It's a little stupid, but it's good. You know what I mean?
Right.
I enjoyed Split a lot, and it's got a cool ending where it's like you see, you know, Bruce Willis there, and you're like, whoa, it's in the Unbreakable universe. Great, what a interesting thing. And then I think M. Night Shyamalan got a little too high and mighty in his britches or whatever, and it was like, all right, now that like I got everybody on board with these two movies, I'm gonna make something crazy. Like, I'm gonna make something that's like really smart and high art and all that stuff, and it's gonna be like, it's gonna blow your mind, and it's gonna be his downfall because he'll be too pretentious about it, and that's his problem with all of his movies is like he thinks too highly of them and tries to make some sort of crazy piece of art, and it just is never conveyed properly.
Right. I'm still excited to see it.
Have you seen? Yeah, I still am too, just because I want to see old Bruce Willis fight.
I just want to see James McAvoy more than anything.
Yeah, he looks good in that movie.
Apparently, the performances are really good.
Yeah.
It's all story issues.
That was, I mean, my favorite part of Split was James McAvoy's performance because he commits and he has to play a really cool character that has multiple personalities. So he's playing all these different people. And as an actor, I'm sure that's probably a lot of fun. And he really owned it and he's just a good fucking actor.
Yeah,
too.
and apparently he has a lot more. We get to explore more of his personalities.
Yeah. Oh, that would be a lot of fun. I haven't even thought of that because you really only get to see like 4 or 5 in that last one. I'm just curious. Have you ever seen that Atomic Blonde movie?
No.
Yeah, that movie's fine. It's got one good fight scene in it. It's way too fucking long. And James McAvoy's in it a little bit. And when you watch it and James McAvoy's in it, you're just like, oh, thank God. Like, finally.
James McAvoy's a good actor.
Yeah, he's really talented. And he's even good in those dumb X-Men movies. He's really good in the good X-Men movies, but even the dumb ones.
The dumb X-Men
like
movies.
X-Men
There's
Apocalypse.
Only one dumb X-Men movie that he's involved in.
I know.
So far.
I'm trying to be funny. Jesus Christ.
Easy.
Fuck you.
I love my
Be
Mac.
sick. Be sick.
Yes, sir.
He's a great actor.
I heard that X-Men Dark Phoenix is quite possibly Fantastic bad.
Yeah.
I think Fantastic is still the worst superhero movie ever made.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm trying to think if anything could beat that.
No.
Like, if you're not, are you counting like Batman and Robin, or is that just not in the discussion because it's a
Yeah,
different
but
time?
Batman and Robin has a narrative that you can follow.
Yeah. So does Fan Four Stick. Everybody got blowed up on that planet,
It
and
moves
then they
so-
got powers, and then Doctor Doom got blowed up too, and Doctor Doom blowed up other things, and then everybody was like, "All right, we're gonna blow up Doctor Doom," and then at the end they're like, "Okay, we're the Fantastic Four."
But it's so weird.
It's
the tone
it's
is
terrible.
so weird.
Yeah,
It starts off like fun and joyous, and then it's like nightmarish, and then at the end it's back to fun and joyous. It's awful.
and it's obviously riddled with filmmaking problems. You know, we were talking about in the last podcast, like the whole Slender Man thing, how it's like half a movie. Like Fan Four Stick is also like the same thing, where you could tell half of the movie was scrapped and then remade. There are obvious tells, like a terrible wig, where you're just like, oh my god, like how could you not have
Explain
gotten a
who
better
wears
wig?
the wig.
What's her name? Kate? Is it Kate Mara? They filmed the movie, finished the movie. Kate Mara got a haircut, and then they had to refilm half of the movie, and they were like, "Oh fuck! Now we got to give her a wig because her hair doesn't look the same, and they need her hair to look the same." And they got like the cheapest fucking wig they could get from like a Party City. It looks like, because it is so clearly not her hair.
Right.
And you know, people compare it to like the CGI mustache thing in Justice League, where it's like you could tell what was reshot when you see his upper lip not look normal.
Right.
That's how you could tell in the Fantastic Four movie is she's wearing this wig, and you're like, oh my god, how much of this movie did they remake? So it's not just bad because it's bad, but it's bad because they fucked it up really, like, to the point where they had to scrap so much of it and then make a whole other half of a movie. And nobody really is clear on why that is. Like, there was all that, like, people were saying that Josh Trank was like a belligerent drunk asshole on set.
Yeah.
And would like get into fights with people, and then like they fired him or something, and like got somebody else that wasn't even like a director to like fill in, like a cinematographer. I don't know. It's riddled with problems.
That's crazy.
And
man.
it's got a bad writer too, right? Isn't that a Simon Kinberg? Or what's it? Simon Kinberg?
Kinberg?
Yeah. Oh, did you hear another piece of news that Star Trek 4 is fucking canned?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tarantino was attached at one point.
That would have been the greatest fucking movie ever. I would have killed for a Tarantino directed Star Trek, because you know he would have gotten so into it, and at the end it would have been a knife fight. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
that would have been the coolest thing. And it didn't happen. I think they got fired because briefly Quentin Tarantino was one of those people that was accused of like sexual assault or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but that one didn't stick, you know? Like, it's not a part of like the dialogue anymore when
Right.
people are talking about, you know, Kevin Spacey's and Bill Cosby's. Like, nobody really brings up Tarantino. It just kind of faded away. But they got him off of it. And then they attached, I think, a woman to be a part of it. And I don't even remember her name, but I think they had a woman director, and now it's just not happening anymore, which is a shame, I think. I think that last Star Trek movie was really good. Have you seen it? Star Trek Beyond?
Yes.
Yeah.
It is really good.
It's just a well-made movie. It's a lot of fun, and it feels like Star Trek. It's like, you know, it's just a good fucking movie. And I don't like either of the first two Star Treks that came out
I
before
remember
it.
really liking Into Darkness.
Yeah?
Yes. Because it's just a fun action movie, and I don't give a crap about Star Trek.
Yeah. I didn't like it. I was just like, I thought it was stupid.
Yeah.
The same way that I thought Aquaman was stupid, I thought Into Darkness was stupid.
That makes sense.
And because it's you watch it and it's like, you know, clearly it's a fun space movie. I think Into Darkness is the one that has the really good intro to it, right? Where
no, the poor intro to it. It's like they're on a different planet. People hate that.
I enjoyed it. I thought that was fun. They're on a planet and it was like it was gonna fucking explode,
Yeah.
and Spock was gonna die.
Uh-huh.
But it's like there's like this weird native tribe of people, and all the plants are like pink and stuff, and they're just like running away. Like,
Yeah.
I like shit like that in a movie.
Speaking of Aquaman,
Yeah.
it's projected to hit $1 billion
Oh, no shit.
on Saturday.
What? Because of the overseas market?
Yeah.
How much is it making in America? Do you know?
I think it killed in America, too.
I know it's doing well, but it also came out in a fucking week where there was a million movies. Remember? And then also I heard Bumblebee is fucking killing it overseas too.
Yeah. Thank goodness, because that movie's good.
Yeah, hopefully it gives somebody incentive to make another good Transformers movie.
It's a total reboot, also, by the way, in case you didn't notice.
Yeah,
it's like not connected to the other Transformers.
That's
movies.
what I've heard, but it's also like kind of fucking connected though.
No, it's not.
Well,
I mean the design is similar.
The design is similar, but I mean like. You know, it's the story of how Bumblebee lost his voice, and at the end, he turns into the exact same Camaro that he is in the first Transformers movie, and it's a prequel.
Yeah, but Prime, I think he arrives for the first time on Earth in that 2007 movie.
Yeah, you're probably right. I haven't seen the 2007. It's just weird to me, though, because I've heard that, and it's like...
They're going to keep it ambiguous.
Yeah.
They're just going to release another movie.
It's almost like a soft reboot. It's like an X-Men Days of Future Past where it's like they have a new cast and like continuity doesn't fucking matter, but it's like in the same universe kind of.
Yeah.
But it's like, you know, it really just has so many connections to the old universe. Even like the line with John Cena when he talks about like the Decepticons, like them advancing on like New York and Washington D.C. and Chicago, which is exactly what happens in like the first 3 Transformers movies.
That's more like an audience nod. Though.
Yeah, but
that's not an in-universe.
I do like in that movie how the Transformers invented the internet. I think that's fun.
Yeah.
But well, I was gonna make a point. I can't remember what it was. Either way, the okay, wait. I'm gonna try words again. It doesn't fucking matter. It doesn't matter at all if they reboot it or not. I am way more on board with the reboot of Transformers than I am continuing those shitty movies. I don't want a Transformers movie that takes place after that 5th one. Oh, Jesus Christ.
What?
Aquaman has made over $700 million overseas so far. And it's only made, which only sounds like, you know, bad, but it's made $268 million domestically, which is great. Obviously, you know, that's a lot of money. Like, Marvel movies outperform that like crazy in America. Like, they make closer to 600, I think. Black Panther made $700 million domestically.
That makes sense.
It made so much more money. And then it didn't do as well overseas. And then, like, Infinity War came out and it made less money than Black Panther did in America. Like,
that blows my mind.
Infinity War made like $690 million in America when Black Panther made like $700 million. But then, like, you know, Black Panther made like $300 million overseas, and Infinity War made like $1.5 billion overseas, something like that. I wonder what the box office for Bumblebee is right now, too. Let's see. I know it's doing shit in America. Okay. So it has made $100 million domestically so far, which generally that's what a Transformers movie would make in a weekend, and this is what it's made in a couple weeks. So that's not great. And then internationally, it's made $207 million, bringing its worldwide to $308 million with a budget of $135 million.
Wow.
So that's not bad. They're going to make a profit off of that movie, which is good. And I think that that's another one of those movies, too, where because it was good, the next one would probably even do better, because now you have like fans back on board where everybody will, like, you know, not only through the good word of mouth of like whatever the trailer would be, like to add the dialogue of, oh, did you see the last one? Because it was actually really good. you know, like that'll make that movie do better if they make a second Bumblebee or anything like that, or just a reboot of Transformers. Also, I just want to say this because I haven't heard a single person say this yet. I'm sure people have, but I haven't heard it. Bumblebee is a fucking remake of The Iron Giant.
Yeah.
It is the exact same fucking story. And that is why it's a good movie. Because The Iron Giant is good. And this is the exact same thing. It's a little kid who finds a giant robot that can't talk and doesn't know dick about shit. And that is the movie. And then, like, he has to teach the robot, or she has to teach the robot how to do things, like, so they don't get caught. And I think, where does he find the Iron Giant?
I haven't seen that movie in years.
Okay, well, that's a problem, because it's very good. It's a Brad Bird movie, too.
I got two news things left.
Okay, tell me. Jesus Christ. If you got news, fucking lay the news on me. For now on, you're the news guy. And And I'm gonna do the It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia thing. It's like news. You got some news?
So the Loki series is presumably narrated by Loki in the afterlife, recalling past events in his life.
Oh, I love it.
Most people hate it.
I love it. I could imagine all the witty banter you're gonna get in that narration. You know what I mean?
That's the news.
What's the other piece of news?
That was a question. And that is, will 2019 be the second biggest year ever for Star Wars?
Oh, as opposed to 2015?
Yeah, you can't beat 2015.
Yeah, no. All it has to do is outperform The Last Jedi, right? Are you talking about, like, as far as fans being on board, or are you talking about, like, financially?
Financially.
Yeah. No, it won't. I don't think it will.
You think Episode 9 will suffer?
I think it'll suffer. I'm not saying that means that it's going to be bad. I have high hopes for Episode 9. I'm hoping they figured out what the problems were, and I hope J.J. Abrams is going to make some sort of sense out of it.
J.J. Abrams?
J.J. Abrams. I don't think it's going to overperform what the Last Jedi did, because the Last Jedi underperformed $30 million from what The Force Awakens did, which is natural because you can't get that hype twice. So that's still fucking great. But that movie suffered a lot critically. And then because of that, and because of also many other reasons, Solo suffered way more financially, because it only made like $84 million opening weekend, which is fucking abysmal for a Star Wars movie.
Like,
and,
that sounds like, we've discussed this before, but
Yeah.
that sounds like a lot of money, but it's not.
No, because that movie's it's probably in the red, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because not only was that
It's
just
the biggest financial loss, most likely, of 2018.
Yeah. I mean, because you have to consider a few things when it comes to how that movie made money. They had to film it twice. You know what I mean? They didn't make one movie, they made two movies. And when you make two movies, you spend the amount of money that you would make making two movies.
Right.
And then for that movie to underperform the way it did, I'm sure that was probably the most expensive movie ever, and it made not the greatest amount of money back. I'm going to find out really quick what its box office was. If you guys can't tell, I really am into box office stuff.
Yeah, nerd.
It made 300... Wait, is that the right number? Is that just domestic? Worldwide, actually, yeah. Worldwide, it made $392 million with a budget that I assume is $600 million. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a huge loss.
It made 213 domestically and 179 internationally. So nobody overseas really even cared to see it the way that like people in America did, which is another thing with Star Wars, is it doesn't normally do as well overseas as you'd expect it to. And I mean, think of it like that. America is one country. Overseas is every other country. And it made less money overseas than it did in this one. I actually think domestic box office includes Canada, by the way, just to clarify. But like, yeah, it made fucking no money, and it's definitely going to be in the red, because the average, the way a movie generally works is that they spend a certain amount of money on the movie to make the movie. With a big blockbuster, it's anywhere in the ballpark between 200 to 250 if you're a Marvel or a Star Wars movie, and then you double that budget to market it. So if you assume that a Star Wars movie generally costs $250 million to make, and they had to make it twice, call it $500 million, or you could even be generous and just say $400, and then add another $200 million to market it, and that's $600 just right there, which is a lot of goddamn money. And
that's a lot of Milano.
A lot of Milanos.
A lot of cheddar cheese.
A lot of bread, a lot of dough.
Oh, I got a compliment on my first shoe.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, you're
I'm sorry. What is that thing where it's like you get sick and you get like that drunky feeling? Do you know what I'm talking about?
I think it's called being stupid. No, I know what you're talking about. It's like you have a brain fog.
Yeah.
Like
that's what I have.
Like Joe versus the volcano.
Yeah. Sure. Bottom line, my head is all like frolicky right now.
Uh-huh.
It's like things don't make too much sense. So the thing that just popped into my head was like, finally got a compliment on my shoes, dog.
Yeah. It was funny because you got one compliment on your shoes, and then there was a time where I got a compliment on my shoes when you were wearing those shoes, and it was completely unjustified. So he has this really nice new pair of Nikes. They're Sean Wotherspoon Air Maxes, right?
Yeah.
It's a fucking sick-ass shoe. It's a total grail, right? Not a lot of them.
Explain what a grail is.
Grail is a holy grail shoe. It's a shoe that it's like an ultra goal to own that shoe. So like,
It's not like a Yeezy.
Yeah.
Like it used to be.
yeah, Yeezys back in the day were grails. The Wave Runner used to be a grail.
It used to be.
But now it's like, it's still great. It's a fucking awesome shoe. They're just easier to get.
My second favorite shoe in my
Yeah,
collection.
a grail has to be something that's very difficult to get or incredibly expensive because of how difficult it is to get. So you got these Wotherspoons, awesome looking shoe. Went to the gym. I saw a guy look at his shoes, and then later that guy went up to him and was like, "Bro, you selling those? Those are good shoes."
Yeah, he asked me if I was selling
Yeah.
them.
Like, because they're just fucking awesome. Look them up if you don't know what they are. They're fucking cool. And then there was one time we took out two friends to dinner. And one of them looked down at our feet, and I'm wearing Adidas CS1s, the Gore-Tex ones. Cool shoe. Good shoe. It's like a $200 shoe. It's waterproof. It's fucking awesome. It's like an NMD, but it's got no laces. Good shoe. You're wearing fucking way nicer shoes than I am. And one of our friends looks down at my feet and goes, "Oh, wow, those are really cool shoes. Like, where did you get them?" And I looked at Stoops right in the eyes and I said, "Bro, I am so sorry." Because I knew that one moment devastated him.
Yeah.
Because that's happened to us before. We'll go out somewhere and, like, we'll both be wearing nice shoes, but you'll be wearing, like, Yeezys and I'll be wearing, like, just a cool, like, you know, Adidas with Boost, whether it's, like, a CS1 or an NMD or an Nike or something like that. And I'll get the compliment. And it's just like, did you even look to your left?
Why is that?
I think it's just because I have more swag than you.
Really? Real talk?
Okay, well, no, it's different. I don't want to say I have more swag because I think that you dress very nice. I think I just wear shoes that might be more weird. You know what I mean?
Yeah. For like a general person would
Yeah.
be like, whoa.
Yeah, but that they're not like, you know, cooler. They're just like odd looking because like the CS1 I was wearing looks like I'm wearing fucking socks.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's like you're just wearing a sneaker.
Right.
Your sneaker is way nicer than my sneaker, but like mine is weirder because it just looks like a sock. So because of that, I'll get the comment. You know,
The Yeezys that I've got the most compliments on are the Salts.
yeah.
It's the cheapest pair.
Well, no, it's not.
What is the cheapest pair?
The Power Phases. I have a pair of Power Phases. I beat the fuck out of them, and they're disgusting now. It's just like well, they have a few
They're the
different colors.
cheapest pair I own.
Yeah, but the Salts I think are one of the nicer pairs of Yeezys that I don't think any people really like, you know, care about that much, which is weird because I look at it. I guess it's. Sorry, I just burped. One of the bigger problems with it, and by problems I mean it's not a problem, it's a fucking regular ass shoe, is it doesn't have boost. And because of that, I think hype dies a little bit because people go like, "Oh, it's easy, but it doesn't have boost." But at the same time, it's like it's a fucking sick ass shoe.
It's bulky. It's hard to miss.
Yeah, and it's fucking cool. It's one of those shoes that I'm sure that when you look at it the first time, you're just confused, but then it's like the more you look at it, you're just like, "Oh wow, there's like." You know, this is a stylish shoe. It's
the
cool.
Salt has the Salt. We're talking about the 500s.
Yeah.
It has a weird style, like a weird color to it. The colors like sticks out.
Yeah. Well, I think that's like the thing that Yeezy is trying to do. It's like their shoes, their colors aren't just your standard colors. That's why you don't get a red Yeezy. You know what I mean?
Right.
There's no red or blue variant of the 350, you know, like they're not just gonna make an all red anything, and it's just because like he wants the colors to be interesting or you know fit more his aesthetic, like a new more modern kind of fashion style. So that's what you see. The most standard looking shoe you're gonna get is just one that's all white. There's not even a lot of all black like Yeezys or anything.
Yeah,
like that.
They have a pair of 500 that are all black.
Yeah, that's coming out. Or that already came out. What is that called? I I can't remember the name. My brother has a pair.
They're really cheap right now, actually.
Yeah, no, 500s aren't going to sell, that much more than retail. They might even eventually go below retail after the drop was a while ago. I don't know how long if they're going to keep making 500s either. Like, I don't know how many new colorways they're going to...
Utility black.
Utility black?
Uh-huh.
That's a good name for it. I love all that shit. Kanye makes a lot of weird shit. Like, he made, like, some weird porn shirts. Did I show you those?
Yeah.
Those were
too
freaking
much.
weird. But, like, it's just him and his style. He's just crazy. And I love him for it. I can't wait to see... he's going to be on... Joe Rogan's podcast. That'll be interesting.
I can't wait.
Because it's like, you ever see Kanye in an interview, he goes fucking crazy.
Right.
His most, I think, prolific moment on an interview was the one where he was on Sway.
Right.
And he just starts fucking screaming. And, like, I'm sure that Joe Rogan's probably going to press him on all the political stuff.
Right.
When he had that, like, awesome moment with Donald Trump where he was just like, check this out, this is an Apple airplane, this is what you should be fucking flying. And it's just like, what is this?
What did Trump say? Very cool.
Yeah. And then, like, the whole meeting's over and, like, Donald Trump's just, like, pointing at him. It's like, this is a smart man. Like, it's wow, wasn't expecting this. What a great guy. Like,
did he say that?
Yeah, like, and then he was like, are we all going to lunch? We're all gonna go get lunch after this, right? Like,
that's what Trump said?
Yeah. It's really funny. The government shut down.
Explain what that is.
So from the best of my knowledge, there was a bill that was passed through the Senate that was unanimous to not shut down the government. Every Republican, every Democrat voted to not shut down the government. Donald Trump said, I want $5.7 billion to build a wall. And I am going to shut down the government until I get it. And
but explain what shut down the government means.
It means that everybody in the government still works. They just don't make money. So TSA is a part of the government. It's a branch of the government.
Uh-huh.
The TSA is still at the airport, and they are all working. But none of them are making money. So there's about 1 million Americans that aren't making money right now. And a lot of them are just regular people. So it's a really fucked up thing that's happening. And I have no political stance on this. I don't care about anything. I really just, like, try to stay away from it now because I just think it's more toxic now than it's ever been. So, like, before I was, like, pretty liberal. Now I'm just like, I don't care. Like my views are probably still more liberal, but at the same time, I think there's nothing funnier on earth than Ben Shapiro shutting people down on YouTube. You know what I mean? So, like,
right.
I'm kind of in the middle somewhere. I think it's really messed up that there's so many people, like, not making money. And they're still doing their job because it's important for the fabric of society for these jobs to keep running.
Right.
Like, you can't not have the TSA at the airport. So it's fucked up that Donald Trump is like, the government is shut down and I am proud that I shut it down. He said that he was proud of it. And there's 1 million Americans not getting paid. And, a lot of them are just regular people that are, they have families that they need to take care of and there's no money in the bank.
Yeah, that is.
That being
really
said,
sad.
That being said, I think it would be really funny if a wall went up. Now listen, this is why I think this. It's not because I think there should be a wall. I think a wall is fucking stupid. And not only, he said it would cost $5.7 billion, which is going to be something that comes out of taxpayers' money, because there's no way that Mexico is going to fucking buy a wall that they're told to buy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But also, it's more likely that it's going to cost way more than $5.7 billion. Like, it could be anywhere between that and close to, like, $70 billion. Like, that's a real statistic. That's what it could be. Because there's a lot of fucking costs that go in building a wall across America. It's a big fucking project. And it's labor costs, it's supply costs, it's, time. It just takes time.
I bet there's some wall contractor out there that's just so excited.
That being said, and I have no problem with, I don't support a wall going up. I have no problem with immigration. I think that it should just be easier for people to come to America. I think that's the point of the country. You know what I mean? And the problems that, like, Donald Trump stated about, like, there being, like a lot of drugs coming in through the country through Mexico. It's like every statistic he gave was not true. It's just like him trying to go like, there's heroin coming from Mexico and we got to stop it with the wall. Like, that's just what he does. That's literally what he said. And it's just not true. But I think it would be funny if there was a wall, because if there was a wall, imagine all the shit people would do to the wall. You know what I mean? It'd be fucking hilarious. There'd be protests at the wall. There'd be vandalism. People would graffiti dicks on the wall.
We would like totally drive to see that wall, right?
I'd go see a wall. You know, I'd see it.
We'll
go
see how this Chicago trip goes.
Yeah, but yeah, I think a wall would be funny. It would just be like, how long does it take to tear it down? There was a wall in Berlin. It didn't take that long to tear the wall down. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, like, I'm just at a point where I'm like, let's just see where this shit goes. See how fucking crazy it'll get, you know? Like, but at the same time, if you ask my honest opinion, I think it's fucking dumb. If you have a problem with that, please don't tell me. I don't really care. I'm not passionate about this subject at all. You know what I mean?
How far along in the cast are we?
An hour and 5 minutes. We should probably end it now. I think that's a funny way. Oh shit, I gotta leave too.
Yeah.
Fuck. Okay. Anyway, thank you for listening. I'm gonna end this right now. It's been a great one. Really enjoyed it. Sorry you're sick, bud.
Goodbye?
You can say goodbye.
Bye.
Bye. Instagram at Anthony Alicio, Twitter at Jeff Super. Links to all that in the description. You could listen to this on YouTube or on iTunes, or I think even Podbean. I think I'm on there.
What?
Yeah, Podbean. That's where
You're on Podbean, my guy.
Yeah, I'm on Podbean. It's actually. I think
I'm on Podbean. What?
Yeah, you're
We're on Podbean.
Yeah, we're on Podbean. Okay, this is a joint
kill
venture.
you.
Yeah. Anyway, thank you for listening, everybody. We're glad you came and stopped by. See ya and have
And whoop-diddy
and
scoop.
whoop diddy scoop. Scoop diddy whoop, whoop de poop de scoop.